Revenge films.
I've never had a girlfriend in my life. One day, I met this girl online. She seemed like a very nice girl. We were just exchanging messages at first, but after a while, we decided to meet up. I was super excited because this was my first time going on a date. We decided to meet at the park, but I instantly regretted my decision. Man, it's hot. I wonder how hot it is right now. I glanced at the thermometer in the park, which read 36 degrees. I wasn't even moving and sweat was pouring out. I should have planned to meet somewhere indoors like a coffee shop. On top of the heat, I was really nervous, which made me sweat even more. I hadn't even met her yet and I was already soaking. That's when I received her message.
I'm here.
I looked around to see if I could find her, and finally, I met eyes with a girl. Wait, is that her? I saw in front of me a girl wearing full black gothic-style clothing on a deadly hot and sunny day. And on top of that, her clothes had long sleeves. It was hot just watching her. No way it can be her. But wait, she's walking this way. I was in doubt, but the gothic-looking girl came up to me and asked,
Are you Jack?
I felt like I was struck by lightning. Yeah, so you must be Jill? She nodded. I could hear the people around me saying, Look at her, it's so hot and she's wearing gothic clothing. Does she think it's Halloween or something? Does she know it's summer? I couldn't agree more. They're right, it's midsummer, you know? I couldn't stand the stairs. Jill, let's go somewhere cooler. I figured we would go to a coffee shop or something. Jill just nodded without saying anything. It was my first date with a girl, and everyone was staring at me. Plus, she won't talk at all. I could feel the sweat dripping off me. The coffee shop was only 10 minutes away, but it felt like forever. I tried to hold a conversation and asked, what do you do on your days off? But she just had an awkward look on her face and wouldn't say anything. Oh my gosh, what is up with this girl? She shouldn't have come if she didn't want to. It was hot, and I was annoyed from being ignored, so I decided to tell her to at least say something. Hey, wait, what? I turned around to see that Jill had collapsed and was sweating really hard. Are you okay, Jill? I assumed that she was having a heat stroke, so I called the ambulance immediately. I took her to the shade where she waited for the ambulance to arrive. It's gotta be these clothes. How many layers are you wearing? The thick layers of clothes were stuck together and really hot from absorbing so much sunlight. I was scared for Jill, who seemed really weak. I've got to cool her down a little. I tried to see if there was any way I could get some layers off.
Don't touch me, you pervert!
She yelled at me with a scary look on her face. Being called a pervert on my first date ever really hurt. She must have really been creeped out by me touching her, because she was holding tightly onto her clothes. After being treated like a pervert, there was no way I could get close to her. So all I could do was stand there and wait. Finally, the ambulance arrived. She had indeed had a heat stroke. The doctors must have thought I was her boyfriend. That was a close call. How could you let her wear such heavy clothing and not keep her hydrated? Hey, I feel the exact same way. While I was waiting for the ambulance, I even bought some drinks to rehydrate her. She was too weak to drink herself, so I tried to help, but she rejected me every time. I tried to do what I could, and I was starting to get annoyed with all the nagging from the doctors. I went to the hospital room to tell her to stay out of my life from now on. Hey, Jill, you know you're crazy to be dressed like that this time of year? And besides, if you hate me so much, why did you come in the first place? Were you trying to mock me? Stay away from me, all right? But Jill said,
I'm sorry.
As she went into tears. I was thinking, you aren't getting any pity from me. When Jill got up from bed and pulled down her neck to show me her collarbone. Whoa, what are you doing? I thought and closed my eyes and turned away. Then Jill said,
I know it might be too late, but will you hear me out?
So I slowly turned towards her, and what I saw shocked me. She had a large burn mark from her collarbone down to her chest.
When I was a child, I went to hug my mom while she was cooking and got burned really badly. I was treated, but it left a scar. People used to stare and say mean things to me. It made me scared to go in public or talk to other people. But I was able to talk only if it was online. I really enjoyed messaging with you and getting to know you and wanted to meet you, but I was just so afraid of showing you my scar. It's disgusting, isn't it?
I finally realized what she meant when she told me not to touch her. It wasn't me, but it was about her insecurity with her scar. Jill has burn marks on several parts of her body. I can understand why a young girl like her would be sensitive about scars on her body. So that's why she was wearing long sleeves and clothes that covered her neck.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to have a good conversation. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone in person, and I'm sorry for treating you so badly when all you were trying to do was help.
She started crying.
But thank you for everything.
She said as she dropped her head in shame. She was saying goodbye because I told her to stay out of my life. I took a seat on the chair next to her bed and said, "I'm sorry that I misunderstood you. I take it all back. Tell me more about yourself." Jill just nodded. "Why would you choose Gothic-style clothing? There are so many other choices for long sleeves."
All these scars on my body, I never had any interest in fashion. Then one day, I was looking at pictures online and saw these people who were dressed in Gothic-style clothes, and I thought to myself, maybe I could wear something like this.
I see, but honestly, it was kind of embarrassing today. There are different ways you can hide your scars using small items like scarves, and you can dress lighter. Let's find something together that suits you better.
Are you sure?
Of course! Her smile lit up the room. I wish I could have seen it earlier, but nonetheless, I was happy to see her smile. After that, I asked my sister to help me pick some clothes for Jill that were light and fashionable, which could still cover up her scars.
This is nice and cool, and so cute too.
My sister works in apparel and gave me a few tips. Jill was able to find clothes that she liked, that she could wear even during the summer. She seemed happy. We met a couple times after that, and now we're a couple. I introduced her to my sister who was able to give Jill some more tips.
Dressing up is how girls have fun. I'll help you choose clothes depending on the season.
They got along well, and naturally, Jill became part of the family. She spent so much time alone in the dark. So from now on, I hope to bring some of that joy back into her life.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.